parking, turning lanes, that whole neighborhood, as you go past Nepperhan Avenue and up the hill, is being rebuilt as we speak. And over the next several years, we're going to widen Ashburn from its source all the way down to the end. It'll be a second way in. But yes, we've got to create better ways. We're looking to, in fact, we've already applied for money to do a study to create a streetcar system in downtown again. And a much more efficient, much more effective streetcar system within the downtown. But obviously it's going to happen after I'm gone because it'll take a number of years to get it done. But it would be a clean source of power, because Kawasaki, who is an employer in the downtown making rail cars for New York City and many of the major transit systems around the country, has invented a battery that will allow it to go 6 miles without a charge, and it takes a 5-minute charge to charge it, then it will go another 6 miles. They're using it. They're doing a pilot program up in Kingston, New York. They're looking to get the New York State Energy Office to give credits for it for being such an efficient use of this battery. And what we would be able to do is all along Alexander Street, possibly Riverdale, South Broadway, and Yonkers Avenue could all be on a streetcar system, which would allow people who want to come down there and live in the city not to have to drive all the way down. It's the old trolley system. It's the old trolley system. Yes, it was there before, buried it or ripped out all the rails, and you know what? It worked. This will actually work. It's a cleaner looking car. It's a beautiful little car. I mean, they're terrific. It's going to take several years to get it planned and designed and get money to build it, because a lot of that's got to come from the feds, and I think it will. But that's another way for us to do the same thing. This development in downtown, when it's all done, it will be probably 10, 15 years. Not all going to be done in one shot, up Alexander Street, down along the river, down along Riverdale Avenue. It's a long-term development. But I worked in White Plains. I was there for 15 years before I became deputy mayor. White Plains did not develop. You look at it and I say, wow, why can't we be like that? It took about 20 years to get that way, maybe more. Because it happened as time went on, they kept on building and building, and then it became more valuable, and other developers came in, they hit slumps, and then they started building again. That's what's going to happen with us. Back then, for those of you who couldn't hear that, obviously, they literally threw the people out of downtown White Plains when they did it. Yeah, they did. There were no laws in effect that require that we relocate people within the same areas in an apartment or a house that's at least as the same quality of what they had, and assist them in paying the rent, since we've moved them out for development. Those are all in place now. We've actually done that for some of the projects that we've built in the downtown, and those people are still living in better places in the downtown. They have access to all those things they had before, plus more. And we've got time for one more question.
Mr. Mayor, do you think, or do you believe Yonkers would be in better financial shape if you were able to get the legislature to approve you having the Board of Education as a department rather than a separate entity that it is like Bloomberg that is done in New York? Or is it not worth the effort?
Well, it may not be worth the effort, but yes, I do believe that. And I don't mean me personally, but I do believe the biggest issue with the Board of Education over the years has been the cost of the Board of Education. And one of the things that I've been trying to get, and I'm very frustrated at it, is getting this consolidation of these administrative services to support the Board of Education. I don't want to have anything to do with curriculum. That's not what we're looking for. We're trying to minimize the cost of running the Board of Education while providing the best quality education we can. Now, we have some of that. We have an excellent Board of Trustees now and an excellent superintendent. But it's still taken me all this time, and we have not accomplished a single department being consolidated because they have to do it voluntarily. I can't order it. If they were a department of the city, two things would happen. One, we can now have those departments, a single department, serve the Board of Ed and the city equally, so that neither one is shortchanged. And two, the scrutiny of the budget, which doesn't exist right now, would allow the city council, rather, to scrutinize the budget as they do with every other department. One of the fears of the Board of Education and the trustees and the superintendent, frankly, is that the city would then start, on the backs of the Board of Ed, balance their budget and start taking away the money that's needed for a good education. You know, there's no foolproof way to do anything. I think, since it's a city, not a city of 9 million people, but a city of only 200 or 230,000 people, I think it can be done, and the people who will make those decisions are directly answerable to the public. And if they screw it up, next election, they're probably going to be out. But yes, I do think that if it was a department of the city, we would be able to balance the budget better, we would still provide quality education, and we could do the kinds of things we need to operate administratively, both the city and the Board of Ed size, much more efficiently and at a less cost. I want to thank you all for coming tonight. Do you have cards? I got a light. I don't know how long you've been here, Liam. I got this light right in my eyes. Councilman Liam McLaughlin is here also, everybody, please. Is there any other council person or elected official here who I have not seen? All right, well, again, I said Councilman McLaughlin, Councilwoman Barbado are here. Thank you both for being here. And everybody else, thank you for coming. The gentleman walking down the aisle has cards. If you didn't get a chance to ask a question, or if you just thought of one, please write it down, give it to him. We'll get an answer back to you. I promise you that. Thanks again for coming.